your boy John. We're back again with another video. Today, I've heard you guys said I want to see more NSX content, so we're gonna give you some more NSX content. Here I have two of Honda's sports cars, their most famous. We have the Acura NSX 1995. This is an NA1, which has a 3-liter, 5-speed manual. Then we have a current more the recent one. This is the Honda S2000. Is this 2008?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 2008. This is AP2, meaning it has a 2.2 liter, pushing around 240 horsepower, 237 or something like that, but basically 240 horsepower, 4-cylinder with VTEC. They both got VTEC. This NSX was pretty much one of the first cars. I think the Integra was the first one. Then Honda decided to put this VTEC motor in 1991. So for this video, I want to do a little series. Think about it like episode 1, 2, and 3. Today we're going to be looking at pretty much the appearance and exterior. So on this episode we're going to do exterior. Looking at it right here, if you want to zoom back, both of these are painted in Berlina black. So that's the pretty much Honda's not famous, but go-to color. It's a pure black. If you want to zoom into the paint and everything, it's a pure black with no pearls or flakes or metallics. So it has a really nice gloss to it. When the sun hits it, if your car's clean, it looks amazing because it's really shiny. And then we have the S2002 Berlina black. We have this owner, my friend, has the CR lip. And you can kind of see the CR lip right there. Great stuff right there. And yes, let's just talk about the front end. Of course, with the Acura NSX, if you guys aren't familiar, these do have the pop-up headlights, which was very famous back in the day. They don't do it anymore because of pretty much pedestrian safety and stuff like that, and just crash safety stuff. But you can tell the front of the NSX is a lot lower. Because it's mid-engine, if you see the hood line, if you just want to compare it to the S2000 real quick, it basically goes from here and it swoops down pretty aggressively down here, so it looks really sleek. And then you got the OEM front lip and the bumper right here. These right here are going to be your turn signals. So let me turn on the turn signals because we just want to get really in depth of both cars. So I'm going to just turn on the hazards. So yeah, just so people don't know, yeah, so your headlights are actually on the bottom. Those are the turn signals. Right here is going to be the daytime running light, so it's going to light up kind of like that orangey white, so it's not going to be white because I haven't replaced the bulbs or anything. I did keep it pretty OEM here. It has that nice vintage look to it, so those are the hazards. And then let me show you the pop-ups. So these are going to be, I'm going to turn on the daytime running lights. You got that chime. Does your S2000 have that chime?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a pretty cute chime. Then let me do the headlights up. Very cool. And then we have low beam, and then we got high beam. So if you were ever curious on how that looks, boom, you got it. You got low and high beam. They are dual projectors. And when you turn your headlights, it automatically pops up. So very cool front end right there. Let's compare that with the S2000 if you want to. I'll hold the camera. All right. So the S2000, these are the AP2 headlights. And I think that the S2000 AP2 headlights look better than the AP1s. See those hazards? Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed that you can see the hazards. They actually have turn signals on the fender. So you got that, and then can you show us your high beam and low beam? So you got the parking lights right there, and then you have the one of the best projectors, the S2000s. It's known for its very sharp cutoff line. Honestly, it's so if you're looking at exterior wise and you're looking at lighting, that S2000 definitely has better projection output with its HIDs. It's famous. So the S2000 is known for having a very wide pattern and a very sharp one. So thank you. And they got the high beams right there. So it is halogen. Stock, the NSX does have halogen headlights too. So the halogens are really bright on that. So looking good. Thank you. Woo, two beasts. So what do you think of both of the front ends?
Obviously, you compare the two at the same time, the NSX front end looks drastically better than the S2000s. There's no real comparison. However, both of them have a pretty good impression when you see them by themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Here you go. I definitely agree. The NSX, because it's a mid-engine, I just think its waistline, its belt line, and its lines are just better. But the S2000, if you want to take a look at this, check this out. Look at the hood and how long the hood is. It starts right here and it goes all the way down and it stops right there. That pretty much, if you kind of compare it, the hood is right here on the S2000 where it stops. So that's really cool. And the reason why I actually kind of like the S2000 over the NSX is, check it right here. If you can kind of pan it down, pulsely tilt it, look at the fender width. I mean, this is 1991, so the tires are like 16 by 7 and stuff like that. The width of these fenders cannot compare to one of my favorite parts of the S2000 is look how wide those fenders are. You know, I like them kind of thick right there. Got thick fenders, looking kind of, looking good. So that's the one thing I really like about the S2000. And also he has the front lip, giving it that nice kind of aggressive downforce look. You can't go wrong with either. So for front end wise, I definitely I would have to say, for me, it's tough. I'm gonna have to say the NSX wins, but because of the fenders, it really elevates the S2000's look. So yeah, let's talk about the next thing. What is gonna be the next thing? S2000s are known to be convertibles, and the NSX is actually a hardtop removable too. So I know a lot of people don't know how to do this. This is a single person job. It requires no tools. So if you were trying to remove the targa, you only need yourself. With the S2000, it only takes about 10 seconds, and it's basically just a button and 2 latches. So I'll go through the process of this. I would say it's worth it. It's not. I would say it's borderline on pain in the ass, but I'll show you the process. So you want to open your NSX door. Actually, let me get you. If you can go over here real quick. Check this out. So you want to open this right here. There's going to be a little latch right here. You want to press it and then open it, which I just did. So that opens one side, right? I don't know if you can see it. You can probably see it on the other side. If you stand right here, then just watch me do the other side. You can probably see the latch better. The latch will be right here. So there's a little lock, but then you pull this down, and that releases the lock. So basically, this thing is free falling right now. And what's really cool about the NSX is people are like wondering, where do you put the top? Because is there a space in the front or something like that? The front compartment. I'll show you the engine bays in a bit, but you pull the engine bay. This is actually the engine bay. And then you got the dampers up here. So we have this is called the cover for it, and pretty much you have the engine right here. This is the 3.0 Doc VTEC, super cool. But this little nifty little area right here, so you can put the hard top or the top right here. Now, not the best integration, but they have like this little strap right here, and you just kind of use it to hook, and that holds the top up, the cover up, so you can put the top. So you might have to go over there. So, I don't know. I'm not the strongest boy, but I mean, you can kind of see how this looks. So every time you take the top off, it is a process. and you just can, but you can do it by yourself. I know with the Toyota Supra, it's also Targa, you actually need tools to take the top off, and it fits right there, all neatly. Take the thing off, and boom, that's it. That's all it takes, and you can still take a look at the engine bay. Isn't that cool? What do you think of that, Terry?
Yeah, that's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was going to be like a 5-minute process, but you could probably get this done within a minute easily.
Yeah, and if you have help too, your passenger will basically unlock it, I unlock it, and you would just basically do that real quick. Let's look at the S2000 and how much quicker that is.
And once you're inside of the car, I haven't messed with the fuses at all, so I do have to have the handbrake up whenever I want to open the top. But the first thing that you'll need to do is you'll have to open these two latches over here. So obviously, because I'm used to doing it a lot, I could do both at the same time, but initially it's a little awkward of a motion to do. There's a little button that you have to press over here, but once that's pressed and once you have your handbrake up, if the car is on, you then pull this roof button down, and when this roof button's pulled down, you'll have the top come off.
Very cool.
And once that's done, you can remove your handbrake again, but yeah, the whole process is relatively straightforward.
That's so cool. Instant, in and out. This makes it like you want to drive it top down a lot, where this is a required process. Honestly, when I drive this car, when I park in the garage, I just leave the top off. When I drive, I kind of park my car like this, where the windows are up and the top is exposed, just to save time. The soft top definitely is just fast. S2000, I think for going top down experience, ease of use, I'm going to give it to the S2000 because of the motor and the way it is. Yeah. But if you did have a hard top S2000, I had a hard top S2000. Let me tell you, man, that thing was that's a two-person job for sure. Unless you have like a bunch of like pulleys and stuff where you park in a garage and you can like latch to stuff, but in reality it's a two-person job to remove that.
Another thing to note is that with the soft top on the S2000, you probably will eventually get a rip, and that's probably the most annoying thing to deal with because soft tops aren't exactly the cheapest thing on the car, but with the hard top of the NSX, the rips aren't really an issue as much as with the S2000 because you can't really rip something that's fiberglass. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we got the right here. Yeah, so we got the top is I believe aluminum, but the main offenders are these seals right here. So yes, he does leak from the top, but that doesn't mean that the NSX doesn't leak too. These seals right here from Honda, we're looking at about $900. So woo, if those tear, it's not going to be as bad as, of course, having a rip in your top or someone cutting it open, but still, maintenance-wise, it is not the business. All right, looking good. Both cars good. Maybe let's talk about the rear end. So now moving out to the rear end here, we got the Honda S2000. Now this is arguably one of my favorite views of the S2000 because of the taillights. You got the triple circles, which is pretty. It's pretty iconic to me. You got the circular LEDs on this, and you got the turn signals are halogen. The reverse are also halogen from the factory. You got this nice third brake light that's kind of like a little spoiler, which is awesome. And then you got the oval tips. So this is the AP2. So the rear bumper is different and the tail lights. I think it makes a really big difference. I'm not a huge fan of the AP ones, the two circles. It's just, for me, it didn't age too well. It's not too bad, but definitely AP2 really makes it a lot more detailed. And then we got the Acura NSX here. Now look at this. This is the iconic full length tail light kind of design right here. If you're familiar with playing Gran Turismo, you probably saw this. Or if you had a Honda Accord Coupe back in the day, you probably see something like this too. So, oh yes, woo. I just washed the car, so it is crying a little bit. But the NSX doesn't like to be called a Honda Accord, so it's okay. We got the, so this is the NA1, so this is a 1995, so it does have the rear bumper of the first gen, the Zenki, if you like to call it the cookie, the Zenki. So this is the first generation. The second generation is a little bit more aggressive, but and I got the exhaust. This is an aftermarket Pride exhaust right there. It sounds real good to me, and yeah. Looking at the both rear ends, I'm gonna have to say that the
I will definitely say that, like, during the day, you know, if you're a car person, the NSX for sure wins that day and night. But, you know, just to a random person, the S2000 looks amazing during the day. But at night, you know, the NSX, especially in black, is a completely different beast. It's on a level of its own.
For me, I really like the rear end of the, so when there, Thai, and then I think the S2000. I just like the rear end of the S2000 better. Yeah, the taillight, the full length taillight, it is pretty iconic. I don't know, for me, I do like the retro. This is an acquired taste, so you look at it, you need to like appreciate like the heritage and the love and like basically what that stands for. So for me, it's S2000. Terry says it's the NSX. All right, that's good. So let's look at the, so that's the exterior. I think overall the NSX does look better. It is a mid-engine supercar. So just comparing those kind of things, just what do you think? Overall, the NSX looks better?
Yeah, I would say overall it is.
It's just because just the shape of it and just the roof. I mean, the S2000 is a small car, right? But the NSX, the roof line is actually smaller than the S2000, which is crazy, right? You sit lower in the NSX than the S2000. So if you ever sat in an S2000, it is a low car. But the NSX, I know this car is a little bit lowered, but even if it was stock, the S2000's roof line will be higher than the NSX. So super cool right there. Maybe let's take a look at the interior and then the comfort.